What is up, all my Pokemon fans, lovers, and addicts out there? In today's video, I found this question a few hours ago, this thread a few hours ago, and this user was talking about how the Tyranitar from Paldea Evolved is so much more expensive than in Japanese. So if you know this channel, you guys know that I have been pushing y'all to look at Japanese singles for these top cards that you guys want and are chasing after, because in the English market it's getting a little ridiculous. I couldn't agree more. So when I first got back into being able to buy Japanese cards, probably like last year, I was pretty much priced out in the beginning when I first got back in the Sword and Shield era. So to see the market flip-flop like this is no surprise. We've seen the Pokemon community literally change just like that, so nothing over here surprises. In my personal opinion, the English market is insanely inflated right now. It's got a lot of bad people and it's got a lot of market manipulation people. It's got a lot of bad actors, and I will be having a market manipulation video coming out. Hopefully I could get it uploaded by Sunday. But this right here is one of my favorite cards in all of the Scarlet and Violet era, and that is the Tyranitar, like I said, from Paldea Evolved in Clayburst, I believe. This Tyranitar, I bought it. So in this photo, the user bought it for $4.50. I personally bought mine for under $3. Crazy. It's on eBay. It's probably still on eBay for around that $5 mark. And for English, it's going for around that $40 mark. We have to note that Paldea Evolved is an insanely popular booster box, insanely popular set. Has so many great cards, and it also has not seen a reprint. And I think that's one of the caveats on this Reddit thread that I think that they didn't take into account, because I do believe that Paldea is going to get a big reprint very, very soon. I understand that Paldea was short printed on purpose due to supply and demand, but now the English market is absolutely booming, and I don't see why they wouldn't print this set. Especially we're over a year and a half into the Scarlet and Violet era, so everything is on the table. A couple of the comments were talking about how Japan is in a recession right now and how we should take full advantage. Yes, I believe there's a lot of people selling off their singles, and that a lot of card stores and just businesses in general over there are struggling, but I don't think that's really the case. It's not a huge percentage of why we're seeing things so cheap. I believe that Pokemon Japan just decided to print everything into the ground and make everything insanely available, unlike English. We've heard plenty of times of Pokemon USA slowing their printers and short printing some sets like Paldea Evolved. Even though if you've been in this hobby long enough, you know that we always seem to get reprints of popular sets, even if they're not that big. I got grilled in the comment section not too long ago talking about how Evolving Skies got reprinted and nobody wanted it, and same thing with Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign got reprinted, nobody wanted it, and those reprints were pretty small. There was a few reprints that were small, and it just sat there. So I don't see why Paldea Evolved is much better than those sets and cannot see a reprint. Pokemon cards in Japan, singles of course, and even sealed product is just dirt cheap. We're getting boxes on TikTok for pretty much MSRP and lower. So I highly encourage you guys to check that out if you're primarily buying English and just want to collect some beautiful artwork. Also, there is a play with PSA graded cards. We all know that Pokemon Japan has a way better print quality than English, and that there's easier 10s to hit, but the prices are, it's pretty much a 10 or bust. If you get that 9, it's pretty much the raw. It's kind of the same in English, but it all varies from card to card. Another notable card that I keep on telling you guys to just go get in Japanese is that Magikarp card. I scooped it up for 20 bucks. I'm gonna tell you guys again and again and again, go pick up that card for that $20 mark. I think now in Paldea it's going for over 150 bucks, 120 bucks, something like that last time I checked. Absolutely insane. I do understand the arguments of it's you know, it doesn't have that texture on it, so it's gonna have a lot of print problems and it's gonna be harder to grade, and the PSA 10 is going crazy. I do understand all of that, don't get me wrong, but there's a little doubt in the back of my mind of why these prices are so high. A lot of people also in this comment section was talking about how most of it is the market manipulation and FOMO into the market. I really just think it's just the short printings. I believe that it's the short printings, and it's a lot of these popular characters. If you look at the cards that are performing like this, it's the Groudon, it's the Tyranitar, and the Magikarp. These are all great cards, and they should be sitting around that $35, $40 mark. I think that these cards are absolutely gorgeous. I think that is a pretty fair price. Obviously, I would love to pay that $5 mark for these cards. I understand they're easier to pull, but in my mind, these are top tier Pokemon that everyone loves, and they're very popular. And we also have to remember English is so much more popular than, or the English language is so much more popular than Japanese. So there's going to be a much larger market for these cards. I do have a few friends in Germany that only collect English cards, so that just shows the global, the international width of Pokemon, and they've never thought about collecting Japanese cards. So that's one aspect of this ratio. And another very interesting comment that someone posted, they said, what are the odds of the prices going back down? I waited a bit too long to buy a few cards. I don't really want to pay double that what I could have paid before these spikes. So my take is, in English, we're gonna see a small correction. Obviously, like I said, with the reprints, there has to be reprints coming. There's no way Pokemon USA would just not reprint probably the best set in the Scarlet and Violet era, in my personal opinion. I was claiming that this set was the set when it first came out, and people called me absolutely crazy. And now look what these cards are doing. It was an easy home run. It's not gonna be at the level of Evolving Skies, but I think we're headed in the right direction. And do I think that some of these cards are going to have a major pullback? For sure. I think that Tyranitar card can definitely see a 50% correction, be priced at a $15 price point, and same thing with that Groudon. The Groudon, they're gonna be majorly affected by the reprints. I did do a top singles cards to grab in different languages video. I'm gonna link that right around here. Definitely go check that out. It's got a lot of dope cards in Japanese for super cheap. You know, ultra modern in the Scarlet and Violet era, so definitely go check that one out. I think that Pokemon is definitely on the downtrend. I think a lot of people are uninterested in Gen 9, which is not a huge problem, but it's normal, you know? Pokemon being so collected and so investable, and have all these new eyes coming into the hobby, to have it expanded and blown up to what it is today, I don't think that was really normal. I think finally we're seeing, you know, the market finally correct. And there's a few outlier situations, like I said, like right here. But I think the Japanese market, you know, are we going to see these booster boxes sitting around at that $35, $45 mark? Probably not. Probably not for much longer. I think, especially if TikTok shop, or TikTok, you know, the app gets in financial troubles with the United States, we might be seeing you know, booster boxes prices start to climb up, because I primarily buy all of my stuff on TikTok because of the great deals. So definitely take advantage of these deals while you still can. And just like I said, the Pokemon market can decide to flip just like that. We can go from English is hot and then Japanese is hot. So we have to be prepared for anything in this hobby. I'm personally loving all of these cheap prices. I'm also personally staying far away from English just because it's so overpriced and overvalued. I will have a overvalued Scarlet and Violet 9 review video coming up next week, so definitely check that one out. A big tip for you guys is, if you're into TCG player and those charts, definitely see the growth of those charts. We should see a slow, steady climb. If you guys start seeing these like crazy spikes, definitely have your suspicions about the card, and maybe hold off and wait to purchase these cards, and maybe follow some PokeTubers like myself, or you know, other people talk about when is the right time to buy, because there definitely is a right time to buy. I think right now it is not a time to buy a lot of these popular singles. Even in Ultra Modern, Scarlet and Violet era, there's a lot of cards that are super pumped up. And I knew this would happen. I knew that with all of the eyes and attention on Sword and Shield Altards, that the flippers and investors would eventually come into SV9 and see some opportunity there, which is fine, but we are going to see a correction, I personally believe. So now I'm gonna turn it to you guys. After today's video, are you guys looking into picking up any Japanese singles? Are you purely in the English market? Let me know that or anything in the comment section down below. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow with a fresh new video. Peace.